Welcome to Bench Talk, where we dive into untold stories behind the game. Today, we are unpacking Ronald's audio diary. Joining us is Caf, a student professional rugby player who knows firsthand what it means to battle both in the pitch and within himself. Caf, it's great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
So, when we move on to our first question, what was the first reaction you had after listening to Ronald's audio diary?
I definitely resonated with it. I know what it's like to have a successful student career as an athlete, only for it to just come crashing down in the last second through an unexpected injury.
Hmm. So, have you ever experienced something like that? You really mentioned about an injury right now.
Mm.
So, can you just elaborate on that?
Yeah, so during my time at university, once upon a time, I was a prop in a rugby team for my university's team. And during the last game, in the second half, I got into a tackle and I got a partial MCL tear.
Pretty hard on you
It was, yeah, I had to be benched out for the rest of the game. And
for the
since it was the last
season.
game, end of the season,
So, that was a stop for your game
yeah.
that whole year.
It was a stop semi permanently.
So, do you think it's, as you have experienced this, do you think it's hard for athletes to open up with people? You can tell it to your friends or families, but there are people who are around you who feels like they have something common in you. And do you think it's really hard for athletes to open up?
Definitely, well, to an extent. Some people find it easier than others, depending on the injury, of course. In my case, it was 50-50. As you mentioned, I could speak to my family and friends, but most of my friends aren't athletes. They can't truly grasp what it's like to just be taken out from the game.
True. True. Everyone doesn't understand what everyone feels, and everyone doesn't understand what everyone goes through.
Yeah,
So, do you think your performance is tied up to your identity during a game? Like, if you are one of the best player of the team, or if you are captain and you undergo injury, do you think that affects something to your identity?
I think as one of the star players or as a captain, definitely being taken out of the game would definitely affect not just you but the team as a whole because they have this whole vision of you. They put you on a pedestal, and then you're off the field. You're invisible in a sense. But in my case, I think only partially the the rugby player in me took a hit.
Pretty wild, huh?
It was
So, moving on to the next question, what do you think the athletes face pressure of, other than just the game when they get injured?
there's definitely an aspect before the game. There's always training and just getting with the team because if you're not in one mind, then the whole game's thrown off. And there's a sense of even if you don't like the other person, you have to get along with them. Luckily, I didn't have that in my case, but there's always the hey, you didn't come for training. How come? Oh, I was busy. Okay, and so was I. There's just a bit of tension there.
So, have you ever felt that showing weakness of an athlete is somewhere or the other considered as wrong, even when that athlete is struggling or even when he's going on a very down phase of his life?
I think sometimes you have to put on a brave face, even if you're struggling, whether it be physically or mentally, because if you show a sign of weakness, the enemy team is gonna take advantage of that. Whether it be a partially torn MCL, whether it be you're having financial troubles, whether it be family troubles, they're gonna take advantage of that. Especially in rugby where you're in the scrum, they'll just speak in your ear. Like last second,
Yeah.
I know about this and it'll get in your head.
Yeah, it's pretty competitive.
Oh yeah,
Rugby
definitely.
is very aggressive.
Yeah,
You need to be strong mentally and physically to play that game.
yeah.
So, do you think how important is it for not just athletes but their coaches, teammates, and friends and families to help an athlete to mentally recover from whatever he is going through?
I think it is important for outsiders to help. because your team is there for you on the field and hopefully sometimes off the pitch as well. But you're more likely to see your friends and your family more than them. And if you don't have a good support system, it'll definitely affect you both, as I mentioned, on the field and outside.
Okay, now this is about friends,
Mm.
coaches, and family.
Right.
Now, as a university athlete, there is some responsibility from the universities to help you or the sports organizations you play.
Mm.
So, what do you think? How they are helping us? How they are helping a student?
Oh, I guess in terms of, okay, let's break it down. So, university, for example, um, they have to make sure that the athlete is okay to play. If there's anything affecting them physically or mentally, it's the coaches, well, the university is having the coach, obviously. It's their job to be like, they're not fit to play and it would ruin this person if they were to. We should not let them play. And in terms of friends and family, I would say they have more of a social responsibility in the sense, hey man, I know you're going through something and I don't think you should take this out onto the field where you might hurt yourself or worse, someone else.
I really appreciate you saying that, and after what you all have felt in these many years. So, I'm moving on to the last segment. For example, if Ronald is listening to you right now,
Mhm.
Ronald is saying this, Ronald is listening to this, and he's understanding. So, what is one thing that you want to say to him?
It's going to be okay. There, there's going to be a time when this may happen again, where you might feel nothing's going right, but the human body is resilient. It will come back, hopefully better than it was before, and don't let it affect anything else because it's just one part of your life, not all of it.
True, true. So, what is one more advice you want to give the younger generation who are just coming behind us, who are training every day, who are practicing every day to reach to a high heights? What is that one advice you have to give them?
Life is about sacrifices, but don't bite off more than you can chew. Always know what you can sacrifice and what's worth it to sacrifice.
So that's a wrap on today's episode of the Bench Talks. Big thanks to Kaf who came and joined us and spoke out of his heart. Until we see next time, train hard, play smart, recover, and grow stronger. Thank you guys.